Today we're uncovering a truth most men over 25 never hear. Your testosterone might already be declining without you noticing. Research from Harvard Health Publishing confirms that testosterone peaks in early adulthood and then begins a gradual decline, and recent findings from the Endocrine Society tie lower testosterone to serious health risks if it goes unnoticed. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Vitalis, and on this channel we uncover real science-backed answers for life after 50. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and tell me in the comments. When most people hear testosterone, they immediately think of sex drive, but this hormone plays a far deeper role in male health. Testosterone is a fundamental regulator of muscle mass, bone density, metabolism, mood, energy, and even cognitive function. According to research published in PubMed, testosterone influences not only reproductive health, but also metabolic processes that affect fat distribution, insulin sensitivity, and cardiovascular risk. What many men don't realize is that testosterone doesn't suddenly crash overnight. It starts declining much earlier than most doctors tell you. While popular belief has long focused on drops later in life, studies in endocrinology show that testosterone peaks in early adulthood, typically late teens through the mid-20s, and then gradually declines after age 25. This subtle decline can go unnoticed for years, even as it quietly affects strength, mood, and health behind the scenes. Unlike dramatic hormonal shifts like women's menopause, male testosterone decline is slow and insidious, often mistaken for just getting older. But this small annual drop, even within what labs might call a normal range, has real effects on health, vitality, and long-term disease risk. Understanding this early decline is the first step toward protecting your energy, muscles, and quality of life as you age. Now that we understand why testosterone matters, let's look at why it starts drifting downward after your mid-20s, even in men who feel otherwise healthy. Testosterone production isn't random. It's regulated by a complex hormonal axis involving the brain, pituitary gland, and testes. Over time, multiple changes occur that gradually reduce testosterone output. One major factor is the gradual loss of Leydig cells, the testosterone-producing factories in the testes. Research shows that as men age, both the number and efficiency of these cells decline. Older Leydig cells don't respond as well to hormonal signals, so less testosterone is made even if the body signals for more. At the same time, another problem develops. Sex hormone-binding globulin, SHBG, slowly increases in the bloodstream as part of normal aging. SHBG tightly attaches to testosterone molecules, which means less free, usable testosterone actually reaches your tissues. Even if blood tests show normal total testosterone levels, your body may still be starved for the active hormone your muscles, brain, and heart need. There's another layer. The target cells that receive testosterone also become less sensitive with age. These cells have fewer receptors and slower internal signaling pathways, so even when testosterone reaches them, the effect isn't as strong as it once was. Together, Leydig cell aging, rising SHBG, and reduced cellular sensitivity explain why testosterone declines not suddenly, but persistently after age 25. This helps us understand why men can feel subtle changes in strength, mood, and metabolism long before anyone suggests a hormone test. As we continue, it's important to recognize that the effects of declining testosterone don't just stay invisible inside your body. They eventually begin to show up in your daily life long before anyone tells you to check your hormones. Many men assume these changes are just normal aging. But the truth is that subtle hormonal shifts can show unmistakable early warning signs. One of the most common early indicators is persistent fatigue. Men with lower testosterone often wake up feeling tired and remain worn out through the day, even when sleep duration seems adequate. Researchers have observed that testosterone influences energy metabolism and motivation, and when levels dip, your body's ability to sustain energy throughout the day can diminish. You might also notice muscle loss and strength decline, not just a little less muscle, but a real shift where workouts feel harder and gains disappear despite consistent effort. Testosterone plays a central role in building and maintaining muscle mass, so lower levels can directly lead to muscle atrophy. Another frequent change is abdominal fat accumulation. Testosterone is closely tied to how your body distributes fat, especially around the midsection, and low levels are linked with increased belly fat, which in turn is associated with metabolic and heart risks. Changes in libido are often the first red flag men recognize. Low sex drive and erectile challenges can become more common as testosterone drops. Alongside this, mood shifts from irritability and anxiety to periods of low motivation or even mild depression are frequently reported in clinical studies on hormone decline. If you are experiencing several of these signs together, fatigue, muscle loss, belly fat, low libido, and low motivation, it warrants deeper investigation with your healthcare provider. These are not just getting older symptoms. They can be early signals of a hormone imbalance affecting your quality of life. Now that we've covered the early signs, let's talk about something even more critical: the long-term health consequences associated with chronic low testosterone. These are not just minor discomforts. They involve systems that affect your heart, metabolism, bones, and even your lifespan. Medical research increasingly shows that men with chronically low testosterone levels are at higher risk for cardiovascular disease. Observational studies indicate that lower testosterone is linked with increased prevalence of conditions like hypertension, coronary artery disease, and metabolic syndrome, a cluster of risk factors including high blood sugar, unhealthy cholesterol levels, and abdominal obesity. These factors together significantly raise the chance of heart attacks and strokes. Importantly, a major analysis published in Harvard Health showed that men with testosterone levels in the lower range had a higher risk of dying from heart-related causes compared to men with higher levels. For example, men with levels below certain thresholds were more likely to experience heart attacks, heart failure, or stroke over years of follow-up. Low testosterone also interacts with metabolic health. Men with hormone deficiency are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and unhealthy fat accumulation, conditions that further compound cardiovascular risk. Your bones and muscles also suffer over time. Testosterone is essential for maintaining bone density and muscle strength. Without it, men are more susceptible to osteoporosis and frailty. There's also compelling evidence that men with lower testosterone have a higher overall mortality risk, meaning they tend to have shorter lifespans compared with those whose hormone levels remain within healthy ranges. Taken together, these findings show that testosterone isn't just about sex drive or muscle. It's tied deeply to core aspects of your long-term health and survival. Even though testosterone decline begins subtly after age 25, early detection can make a huge difference in preventing long-term health risks. Studies from the Endocrine Society indicate that men may start showing biochemical declines in their mid-20s, even before symptoms become obvious. Regular monitoring of serum testosterone, including free and bioavailable levels, helps identify men who are at risk despite normal total testosterone readings. Early detection isn't just about numbers. It's about noticing the subtle changes in energy, mood, muscle mass, and body composition. Men who track these early signs alongside lab tests can intervene through lifestyle adjustments or medically supervised therapy, preventing the progression toward metabolic, cardiovascular, or cognitive complications. Maintaining optimal testosterone isn't about supplements alone. Lifestyle factors have a profound impact. Resistance training and high-intensity interval exercise stimulate testosterone production naturally, while maintaining lean muscle and reducing abdominal fat. Diet also matters. Adequate protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients like zinc and vitamin D support hormone synthesis. Poor nutrition and excess sugar can lower testosterone over time. Sleep is equally critical. Studies show men who consistently get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep maintain higher testosterone levels, while chronic sleep deprivation reduces hormone output. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which directly suppresses testosterone. Effective stress management through mindfulness, controlled breathing, or structured routines preserves hormone balance. Finally, regular checkups and lab monitoring allow early intervention, keeping testosterone within an optimal range for energy, mood, and long-term health. Even if your testosterone levels fall within the normal lab range, you may still experience symptoms if your levels are below your personal optimal. Studies from Harvard Health Publishing and the Endocrine Society highlight that maintaining testosterone in the upper normal or slightly above average range supports energy, muscle, mood, and metabolic health. Clinically supervised testosterone therapy can restore lost function, improve muscle mass, bone density, libido, and cognitive performance. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before considering therapy to ensure safe, individualized treatment. If you found this video helpful, don't just stop here. Take action. Pay attention to your energy, muscle strength, mood, and overall health. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based insights on men's health, and share this video with friends or family who may be silently affected by testosterone decline.